First of all, thank you all for being here tonight. I really appreciate it. And the second is I want to thank all the storytellers who come before me, both known and unknown. My story tonight is called The End, or Is It? When are endings endings? This was the question I was pondering one day sitting at a park watching the world go by. And suddenly I saw this little girl get up and start running, and these slightly older boys were chasing her, but they never quite caught her, which made me laugh and say, "She won! The end." And suddenly I heard, "It depends." And I look up and I see this old woman, but based on her demeanor and her presence and the glint in her eyes and the smile on her face, I knew that this was wow, a wise old woman. Now, I feel some sort of way about the answer depends because it feels wishy washy, but when you have a wise old woman there, you play along. So I said, on, and she said, on you, of course, which I feel some sort of way about that. And she said, well, let's watch. Whoosh. Suddenly, I am watching myself as a little girl running track, and I am winning this race. I am so far ahead. I am laughing, and I'm almost losing the race until I hear my dad yell, "Finish, Ginnae! Finish!" I do. I win. The end. Or is it? Because I continued racing and winning, but on one Saturday, there was a girl next to me and we were even and we were both running hard. I leaned into the finish line ready to raise my hand because I knew I had won, and oh my God, I lost. I couldn't believe it. I was so upset and angry. By the time Dad found me, I'm in my angry stance. And he says, "Did you do your best?" Hmm. Well, then it's okay. You'll get them next time. Well, this is no consolation for me. So I work harder and I practice hard and I continue to win. And as I get older, I transitioned from track into soccer and basketball. And really, the only difference was I experienced the highs and lows with teammates. And as I relived the feeling of anticipation and the frustration of the not knowing and the euphoria and the agony of the knowing, I realized sports wasn't an end for me. It was a continuous chase because I loved winning. And losing sucks, but I did grow from it. And my teammates became amazing lifelong friends. Ooh, said the wise old woman. That reminds me of the ABC Wide World of Sports when the announcer talked about the thrill of victory and the agony of defeat. ah, well, let's move on. Whoosh. I am now 10 years old and I'm watching myself at Grandpa Harley's funeral. This has come as an unexpected shock for me. And I see people milling about near the coffin, and I'm in line. People come up to me and tell me that they're sorry that he's gone, but he's in a better place. And I don't think that's true at all. He's not in a better place. The best place for him is to be right here, right now, with me. But as I approach the coffin, I realize Grandpa Harley's gone forever. The end. Or is it? Because I have these amazing memories of him. One was his wall of tools because he could fix anything. And then the fact that he taught me my first swear word. And yes, I used it all the time in sports. But what I loved best was how easy it was to provoke him, because all he had to do was come up and say, Grandpa Harley, there's rabbits in the garden. And he would say, what? Those beeping rabbits in my beeping garden. I'm going to get my gun and beep those rabbits. And he stormed out, and I'm running after him because I think this is hysterical. Oh, and then there's my name, Ginnae, which is not the easiest name to pronounce, but one day I'm sitting at his bar and he says, Ginnae? Oh, you can tell him it's gin like the drink and oh, nay, nay is in hay. That's it. Gin like the drink and nay is in hay. And he started laughing and I'm laughing because I think this is the coolest thing ever. Ah, yeah. And as I relive those memories of the anxiousness and the unexpectedness of the not knowing and the grief of the knowing, I began to cry. And the wise old woman puts her arm around me and says, yes, for those of us who remain, it can be painful, but do you believe your grandfather's in a better place? Mm-hmm. And do the memories bring you peace? And are you okay? Mm-hmm. Okay, then. Last but not least, whoosh. Now I watch myself walking to Mr. Kennedy's ninth grade science class. I knew from the very first time I met Mr. Kennedy it would be very different. And it was different because he ignored me. First time I walk into class, he says nothing, but as I sit down and watch other students walk in, they were greeted. And then there was when we raised our hands, he never called on me, even if I was the only one who had my hand up. I would turn in an assignment, he would ignore me. I got it back, he would ignore me. But on this particular day, as I walked into class, I sat next to my best friend, Beth. And when the bell rang, I realized I forgot my book. And at that time, if you forgot your book, you couldn't go back and get it. So Beth said, don't worry about it, just share mine. And so I'm looking on her book and we're reading together. And all of a sudden, Mr. Kennedy is over me and he is yelling and screaming at me. And I am so shocked and so scared, I can't even process what's happening until I hear him say, get up! Get out of my classroom, you miss know-it-all! I'm so sick of your attitude! Get out! Get out! Get out! And wham! He slams the door behind me. I am trembling as I go to the office where I sit for 30 minutes before the secretary says, why are you here? 10 minutes later, I'm ushered into the assistant principal's office where he accuses me of being a poor, irresponsible student with a terrible attitude. I leave the office and I am devastated. And I go, oh my God, the end. Or is it? 2 days later, I'm in Mrs. Koch's office. And Mrs. Koch is a director of a private school that had admitted me that summer, but I said no because I wanted to be with my friends. I explained the situation to her, and then I sit back and I wait for her response. And she said, Ginnae, didn't they know you? And I'm like, what? Well, didn't they know you? Didn't they know you were a B plus student? Didn't they know you were on the varsity basketball team? That you were on the state select soccer team, student council, band? No. And yet she knew me and she had only met me once before. And even though I am upset and I am scared, I sit up in that chair and I say, Mrs. Koch, I will not go back to that school. And I don't. The next day, I'm enrolled in the Ellis School, where I am welcomed with kind and open arms. And this place nurtures me and loves me, and for that, I will forever be grateful. Ooh, says the wise old woman. I just love endings that are really beginnings in disguise. They're magical and transformational. And as I hear her words and I relive the feeling of shame and humiliation of the not knowing, and the relief and the excitement of the knowing, I realize I had three different endings and they all depended on me. So I look at the wise old woman and I say, okay, I got it. The endings depend on me. The end. And she unexpectedly just looks at me and says, Ginnae, the answer to your question of when are endings comes from a writer named Fernando Sabino, but you may know it from John Lennon. And the saying, it goes, in the end, everything will be okay. If it's not okay, it's not the end. And for you, losing a competition, well, it sucked, but you were okay. And losing your grandpa Harley was painful, but you were okay. And losing your confidence and your self-worth, ooh, child. And yet, you were okay. And let me be clear, when I say it's okay, it doesn't mean that it's going to be easy or fun or pain-free. No, it just means that the power is within you. So I say again, in the end, everything will be okay. If it's not okay, it's not the end. And with that, she rose and walked away. The end. Or is it?